Well, here we are. It is Mike and Arlen. Well, actually, there's nobody here, and it's just Mike. Wow. So we're going live and we're seeing what's going on. Couple of people there. Had an interesting night last night, that's for sure. We hope everybody's doing well. We hope you'll join us. For those of you that have never subscribed, please do. That would certainly help us. Oh, a nice little thumbs up for people watching. I bet Arlene is laying in bed and just clicked on that thumbs up. Thank you, honey. I appreciate it. But you never know who else is out there. That's for sure. Also, um, got a video coming out tomorrow, I think, or maybe I don't know whether we're going to post on Tuesdays and Wednesdays anymore. Um, we may change it, not do that. Interesting video, though. Good morning, Scott. How are you? Hope you're doing well. And Chris, good morning. How are you guys doing, Chris? Um, anyway, so we watched a guy blow through close to $1,000,000 on Walking Street last night. It was we were there to meet with somebody, but um, anyways, that video will be coming out Wednesday or Thursday, something like that. Hey, Copal, how you doing? Um, Want to know, did we go to Margarita Station too? Oh, no. We have not been there yet. Maybe a little later. I don't know. This past week has actually been very, very busy for us. We've had stuff going on with the family, trying to get some stuff taken care of. We've got a wedding coming up. I had to take care of some issues with that. We met with 2 different subscribers this week, so we had to take care of that. So yeah, it's been a busy week for us. Good morning, Bruce. How you doing? Hope you're doing well. Thanks for joining us. There you go. Have a nice day. Hiya from Cleveland, Ohio. Is the weather getting nice and cool up there yet? I don't know. Should be getting better at least. Bill Welsh, how you doing? Scott and the world as I see it. Hiya, Scott. How goes the boat industry? You guys doing okay? You know what? I did see his video. I saw Chubb's video. It looked very nice. And I think we'll probably wander up there sometime during the week. I don't know exactly when. We've got just so much, really, and I guess, just a lot going on, really and truly. Well, you know what, Kevin? Then let's talk about it. Let's just talk about it and let's find out what everybody's interested in. 76 degrees tonight in Florida make you jealous. You bet. Makes me very jealous. 1,000,000 pesos. Hope he caught a STD. I don't know, but you'll have to wait for the video. Hiya, Mike. How's it hanging? Pretty good, Brent. How about you? You know what? I need to check something here. I need to go and take a look at this, and then I need to go here, and then here, and I want to check something real quick. And yes, never mind. Okay, I did it correctly. That is what I needed to check. Thank you. This assaulting YouTube vloggers on Walk Street is getting out of hand. Actually, you know what, Kevin? I am actually very surprised. I don't agree with it, that's for sure. I saw the one that It's My Life, where the guy smacked his camera or something like that. I guess in technical terms, that that is assault. We've never had a problem now, but we don't film Walking Street. That's not what we do. Now, we'll be filming Walking Street Halloween night because we'll be doing the candy giveaway, but we don't really film it, you know, even during the day. Once in a while, if we happen to be around, but we've never had a problem with anybody. But I guess, you know what? I agree. I totally agree. There's no room for physical violence for any. There's just no reason for it. That's for sure. It's been chilly the past 10 days. Nice, nice. I wish it would get chilly here. It does not. It gets not as hot and more humid. We've had a lot of rain. 50 in the bourbon capital of the world, leaves turning, good time of year. It is beautiful when that happens. I have to admit, we don't see that happen here, or we don't see it where we have it. My middle-aged adventures. Do you have an email, or how do I contact you to meet up next week? You know what? In the scrolling ticker at the bottom of the screen, our email will come up. It's our Philippine Journey at gmail.com, but there it goes right there. And certainly if we can make the timing work, we're more than happy to meet up with you. Oh, wow, Scott, 40 degrees in Maryland. Whereabouts in Maryland, Scott? You know, I have family up in Waldorf, Maryland. Kevin says, see 2 blogs of the new Margarita Station, very spacious. We shall see how they do, losing the viewing spot of the ladies. Yeah, you know what? I'm interested to see how they do. It's not a high traffic area by any way, shape, or means. That's just all there is to it. It's really on the corner of Fields and Malabañas. So it's not a super high pedestrian area. The attacker looked European. That is my story, and I'm sticking to it. Well, he was Caucasian for sure. I saw that. Leon posted it. So he was for sure Caucasian. I don't know anything else, and I don't want to jump to conclusions. But it's quite possible. Mike, we have more work now than we ever had. Good. That's great, Scott. I mean, it's great to see businesses do better, and it's great to see our subscribers do better. That's for sure. Scott and the world I see it. Solomon Island. Wow. Nice. Nice. So, but yeah, we had an interesting, I guess, evening. We went, I'll tell you a little bit about it. But you know what? I'm really looking for people that have more bar experience than we do. I want to research just exactly what it means to buy out the bar, because obviously there are different levels, and that's what happened last night. California Bear, good to see you, young man. 69 degrees Sunday night. Wow. Nice weather. There you go. Have a nice day. It says, do you know how I can send my third Balikbayan box? I don't want to use the same person I sent the other 2 boxes. Is it a post office I send to and they hold it? We always send our Balikbayan boxes to our address. So I don't know. There's got to be someone. It's always a private delivery service like Atlas or a couple of others. We use Atlas that sends these, and they're going to have somebody sign for it and accept it. So I don't think there's a post office now. And I know actually that Candy will not sign for or accept packages like Lazada, Shopee, or Balagbayan. They really, they will make a few exceptions once in a while. They made an exception for us, and I had to literally pull teeth to get that to happen. Kevin says, so like 4 occurrences. Yeah. It's gotten worse. There's no doubt about that. So Bruce says, Philly posted a vlog about the camera slapping. Yeah. Philly posted it. Leon posted it. Somebody else posted it. It'll make its rounds. It's drama. It'll happen. Ruby, good morning, Ruby. How are you doing? I hope you're doing well. Kevin, Leon has had one trip to police station 4 with one guy grabbing his cam. This guy slapped at his cam. Then a couple run-ins with door guy and green laser eye. Yeah, you know what? I was actually having a conversation with Arlen about this yesterday. Excuse me. I'm actually taking some more Robitussin. This sinus drainage has coagulated into my chest, and now I'm taking an expectorant to get it all out. I apologize. Anyways, Arlen and I were talking yesterday when we were looking at the video that Leon posted, because I wanted her to get a look at the guy, just in case there's ever an issue. Because sometimes when we go as a group to dinner, we may not really eat a lot at dinner. And so during the course of the evening, the girls might say, hey, you know what? I'm hungry. I want to go get shawarma. There's a shawarma place on Walking Street down there by the old Viking Club, and across from Genesis. And, they always go in a group. We know the doorman at quite a few of the bars. We really don't have an issue, but you never know. So I wanted Arlen to get a good look. But anyways, during the course of that conversation, I told Arlen, if he continues to go to the police station and become, and I'm not saying that he's a nuisance, all right? He has a right to stand up for himself. There's a law for it. But at one point, do the police say, hey, you know what? If you didn't whip that camera out, there wouldn't be that kind of a problem, would there? He's, Leon knows. And I like Leon. He's a nice guy. I've never personally met him, but, he seems to be a very nice guy. But the one thing Leon knows is there are a lot of people that don't like to be on video because they don't want it to be on YouTube. And whether it's right or wrong, it's at least to be in the back of his mind. Hey, some people just don't like it. So, I worry that, they're going to get tired of this stuff, because I can see another guy that's going to be having problems, continuously. And that would be Big Joe, who's already had issues. So Kevin says, yeah, like 4 occurrences. Scott says hello to Ruby. And I don't know what happened there. And Ruby says, hello back. Cancel. I don't know why that's looking. I almost banned somebody. Leon's on Walking Street almost daily. I think it's part of why he has so many run-ins. Yeah, he's there all the time. Okay, in the evenings most of the time. And, he makes money off of it. And that's just the way it is. Don't think that he doesn't make money. All right. Some of that stuff gets through without, some of it gets through monetized. So who knows? But yeah, he's on there and people don't like it. Ruby says Candy won't even allow Grab food delivery accepted at reception. You have to meet the. Yes, actually, we do it quite often, Ruby. We have to go down there and meet whoever's delivering whatever. The fat guy filming in the bars should be banned from the bars. Well, actually, there's two of them. There's this Big Joe guy, which I've only seen one video, and it's quite possible that he had permission to shoot that. I don't know. But there was another guy, and I think he's changed his name, but it was Jungle Man Space Cowboy or something like that. And he came close to getting his ass kicked. With respect to them finding him out. I mean, they literally, the doorman had his picture and they were looking for him. Kevin says, can we get a brief rundown on the candy you have so far, like via available M&M's, Kit Kat, Almond Joys? Just wondering what's available here in the Philippines. All right, Kevin, I can tell you this. All of that, M&M's, Kit Kats, Almond Joys, are available. That's not what we buy to give out to the kids. And I'll tell you why. It's hot. And because it's hot, all of that stuff, when it's sitting outside, melts down to nothing. And chocolate here is actually very high priced. A small bag of, you know how you could buy in like Walmart, you could buy a bag about like this, all right? And it might have like maybe 2 pounds of fun size candy bars. That's going to run you about 12,000 pesos here. So just, these kids will get handfuls of candy. And so, with that being said, it you just can't give out that much chocolate. And it melts considerably. So, but all of it's available here. You can get, I have Kit Kats, I have Reese Cups, and once in a while, Arlen will sneak me up some Milky Ways. So, yeah, it's all available. Brent wants to know, where do you get Robitussin at? I can't find it around here. South Drug. South Drug has both of them. There's the dry cough, and then there's the expectorant. South Drug has it. We have no problem getting it. Hey, Mike, good morning. Hope all is well. How you doing, Florida man? How's things down there today? Hope you guys are doing well. There you go. Leon films every night on Walking Street. What he doesn't understand is there are lots of married men from Korea and other countries, and that's why men get pissed off. Yeah, they get pissed off, and the bars get upset about it a little bit, and they know there's nothing they can do. But what happens is the door girls won't go do door girl stuff. They don't want to be on camera. they don't want to be seen as a door girl. Many of these door girls, all right, they just, as far as their family and friends and everybody knows, they're working at a call center and they're at work. And that's why they don't want to be seen out there. That's just the way it happens, and it is. And so the bars don't like it, but they know there's nothing they can do about it. And the Korean bars really don't like it. Ruby says, I wouldn't be happy either if a vlogger puts his camera on me because I want to keep my privacy. Exactly, Ruby. People want their privacy. They honestly do. And while the law says there's no expectation to privacy when in public, that doesn't mean they have to actually agree with it or be happy with it. Brewmeister, if the person makes signals or states don't photo me and someone persists doing it, I can't imagine any judge who would agree it's assault to grab the camera. Ask anyone in the real press. I don't know. I really and truly do not know. And here in the Philippines, I wouldn't be one to want to be the poster boy for testing it. That's for sure. I agree, but I wouldn't want to be the poster boy to test it. Copal, Space Cowboy pops up in my feed. He is dealing with some mental issues, in my opinion. Big Joe left the country. He is ballsy if he didn't have permission. I think Big Joe is back now. I just saw a video that came up in my feed of him talking about returning to Angeles, and that was probably a week ago. So he may be back. I don't know. I really don't. We'll see. Hi, it's Dave. Good morning, Mike. Good morning, Dave. How are you, young man? I had the distinct honor of meeting Dave the other night. And I'm going to tell you, you don't want to go head-to-head drinking with Dave. If you've ever been to Tequila Reef, they have this giant margarita. It's meant to be shared by like 4 people. Dave smashed an entire one of those and then smashed some tequila afterwards. But really great guy. Really, really great guy. He is starting a channel. If you guys would, check him out. Maybe you'll be able to help him out a little bit. But really nice guy. And I'm really looking forward to some of the stuff he's going to do in the future. He lives in Alaska, but Dave is half Filipino, half American, and actually was born here in Angeles at the hospital on Clark. So that was pretty neat. Oh, somebody gave me a thumbs down. Thank you very much, whoever it is. Let's see here. Kevin, it's Leon's niche. Walking street at night along with Ace. It's like Mike question of the favorite vloggers. You know what? I'm still feeling horrible about that. I really and truly am. If I had, at the time that I'd done that, realized how biased those polls were going to be, I would have never done them. I had no clue that the majority of the feed that those polls would go out to were going to be my members only. That made them incredibly biased, and I still feel bad about that. Dave says he's in a good mood because he got some really good video footage while at Eco Park, and my Steelers got that win. Yes, they did. Indeed, they did, Dave. Matthew. Hi, Mike. 5-month trip there at the end of December. Are scripts easy to get refilled there? And one is Kalanzapam, and the other 2. I don't know if you're going to be able, you know what, Matthew? Scripts are easy to fill. Now, that being said, I don't know if you may have a problem with the colonization. That's if I remember correctly, that's a actual narcotic. But I can't remember. But it seems to me that's actually you know what? I would try and bring at least a 90-day supply with me. I really and truly would. Oh, 2 thumbs down. Somebody hates me this morning. Wow. You know what? Every thumb up or down promotes it. So that's great. Doesn't matter. Can't please everybody all of the time. There you go. I have a hard time feeling sorry for the vloggers if they get attacked. It's their choice. Philippines has over 7,000 islands. It is their choice. I agree it's their choice, but they're following the law. All right. The law says they can do that. The law says the same thing in the Philippines as it says in the United States, and that is in public, there is no expectation to privacy. However, you have to remember what public is. For instance, the mall is not public. That's privately owned, and SM has rules about video. Bars and restaurants are privately owned. They have an expectation to privacy in those places. But on the street, not so much. Florida man, my wife asked me to put Vicks Vapo on her every night. Seems to be her family's. I'm telling you, man, they got a whole aisle of eucalyptus type Vicks products at South Drugs. They really and truly do. Bryce, when Philippine Annex hosted a vlogger meet and greet, I remember seeing Jungle Man, Space Cowboy, several people's videos. He is quite the character, to say the least. Yes, Bryce, he was there. I was there. And he's definitely a different person. That's for sure. But I can't have any respect for somebody that is illegally videoing inside and exposing people's privacy. I just can't do it. Brent's World, some people just need to learn boundaries. Yeah, they do. They absolutely do. Leon says, so Kevin says, Leon, unlike Big Joe, is not filming inside bars. Leon just films walking the street at night. I do not believe he sticks his cam in anybody's face. The guy reached out, smacked it as he was passing by Evie. Yes, Kevin, I agree. I think Leon is very by the book. I think he's walking a path, all right, and he's filming. He's not zooming in on any girl's ass. He's not looking up girls' dresses. He's not starting conversations or anything. If anything, the only time I've seen Leon actually talk, and I don't watch a lot of his videos, but as best as I remember, the only time I've actually seen Leon talking to people is when they approach him. So, I think he's very respectable about it. This is Dave. That jacuzzi-sized mango margarita had no chance. It didn't stand much of a chance with you. You knocked that down, and I'm telling you, I was really impressed. Ruby says, agree, because most Filipinos are shy by nature, so best to respect that as an expat YouTube vlogger. And Ruby, I do agree. I agree that They are shy. And when they're covering their faces or shying away, then if you should be doing that as well. You should be respecting their wishes just a little bit, I think. All right? That's just my feeling. But again, we just don't do that. We very rarely go video walking street at night. Very, very rarely. Scott in the world as I see it. Hit that thumbs down twice to make it count. There you go. Oh, my. Get the likes up, everybody. Well, thank you, Dave. Thank you very much. So, anyways, yeah, we watched a guy buy out a bar last night. All right. And that video will be coming up, I think Wednesday or Thursday, that video will be coming out. But I want to know more about it because it's different at different bars. And we have subscribers that have a lot of experience, more than we do, at that sort of thing, because we have no experience of buying out the bar. But I want to know what they say, because the way it was left with me, the way the manager was explaining it, was that there are different degrees. So we'll see. We will see. Yeah, clonazepam is a controlled. Oops. Yeah, it's a controlled substance. It's like Xanax, and it is. You may have a little bit of difficulty. I mean, I know it's available. I know it has generic forms, at least, available, because it's really distributed worldwide. But whether they'll take your American script for that without a dating issue, I don't know. Brent says, I even asked Miles if it's okay to have her on my videos. Yeah, I like Miles. She's really straight to the point. She tells them dogs when she's pissed off, that's for sure. If you're in a bar, what rights do the customers have? You have the only rights you have in a bar is what the bar gives you. So the bar says no videos, no photos. Okay? That's just it. You have no right to privacy in a bar. A bar is a private establishment. The rules of law are that the bar sets the rules. Now, don't get me wrong, stuff like assault or things like that, those are all, standard rules. But, yes, absolutely. Let's see here. Let's not think the girls are all shy enough that they do not post on TikTok, Facebook, Insta. Yeah, they do. They absolutely do. But they don't do it standing in front of the Club XS sign. They don't do it, all right, standing at the bar on stage. Or most of them don't anyways. I don't know any that do. I don't watch TikTok. I don't watch Facebook. Arlene does. And I think she's got an Instagram account. She watches Instagram. But other than that, I don't know. I really and truly don't. But they're very fashion forward, I guess is the best address. Michael took the family to a small ocean resort for 600 pesos. Got to use the dirty kitchen. They provided extra cooking wood. So I gave the young lady a 400 peso tip. She's a 3-year university student. Wow. Nice. Very nice of you, first off, to give such a generous tip. Second off, what a bargain, 600 pesos. When we were in the province, we took Arlene's family, extended family, friends, about 30 of them, to a It wasn't a real resort. It was kind of like a bunch of roof, a table, and stuff on the beach. And I think I paid like less than 1,000 pesos for it. And they had restrooms. They had a dirty kitchen that we could use and everything else. So yeah, there's a lot of places like that. Definitely. Do you remember when Chubbs first arrived and was disrespectful with girls and got called out by every one of his viewers? Now that was hilarious, and he immediately changed his attitude. Actually, you know what? I didn't start following Chubbs in the beginning. I didn't even know who he was. I was having breakfast at Tequila Reef one morning, and it was some of the standard crowd. All right, and I was sitting beside Brian from Filling in the Philippines, and Chubbs came walking by, and they knew each other, and they chatted for a minute, and I got introduced. And I think he'd already been here about a month at that point. So, no, I don't. Michael says, I found it not to be well kept in Western standards, but the Filipino we took were happy and gracious and greatly appreciated the day out. Good and drink food, I think is what he's saying there. Food and drink were abundant, even provided breakfast from a local bakery. Nice. Very nice. Yeah. And that's the thing. We part of what I try to get across is our standards and where we put those standards really and truly are different. Each of us individually are different. Every Filipino is different. So, you just have to take it the way it is. Kevin, on a topic Mike just covered of double dipping, bar girls and freelancers will film their sessions and their solo content and approach others on social media to buy their content, video, and pictures. It's certainly possible, Kevin. I don't know of anybody that does it. I've never met anybody that does it. I've never heard of anybody that does it, but I have heard it does happen. So I don't have a clear cut situation there. I would hope to think that whatever content they're filming is I would hope to think that all of that content is mutually aware, that everybody in the content is aware of it. Kevin says, just another way to earn money. Yeah, absolutely. Chris, if you can't find Robitussin, you can try Carbocystine, Solomux Forte. It's over-the-counter mucolytic for adults for coughs. Yes, and South Drug has that as well. I just love Robitussin. I've used it. Who was it? Chris Rock, I think it is. He has a comedy special, and he talks about when he was a kid. If you go out, you break your leg, or you cut your arm, or whatever, what's mom gonna do? The tussin. Put some tussin on it. And I'm like, oh my God, that's Robitussin. But then you think back, like mercurochrome. Did you know that? A lot of people here are old enough to remember mercurochrome. Did you know they don't even make that anymore? I had no idea. And man, every cut I ever had, my mom doused it with mercurochrome. Copal, yeah, Copal. Nothing beats the Tessin. Chris Rock has a great special about that. I saw that many, many years ago, and still absolutely laugh when I think back to it. To be honest with you, trying to think what else. Um, um, it's been okay. So let's see what all we've got going on, just to give you an idea. We met with 2 subscribers this week, Dave being one of them. We are planning a trip for a wedding. Arlene's sister is getting married, so we're arranging transportation from the province up here for Arlene's father, brother, and sister to attend the wedding. Let's see, we've had that disaster with the video again. Apology. Um, I'm trying to think of what else. I mean, we've kind of been laying around getting those things done. I hate to say this, but we've been watching a series that's long been done called True Blood. It's a HBO series about vampires. I'm telling you, it's messed up. And so now we can't stop watching it because it is truly all messed up. Kevin, mentalatum. Yeah. Let's see here. Bruce says mercurochrome was banned long ago because it contains mercury. Yeah, but I got to tell you, Bruce, when I was a kid, maybe that's what's wrong with me. Maybe that's why I don't have hair or whatever. Because my mother I think I took baths in mercurochrome sometimes. I kid you. I did actually soak my hands in mercurochrome once. So when I lived in Japan as a kid, out behind where we lived was a big park. And behind that park was railroad tracks. And that was the train that went from Tachikawa into Tokyo, but not the station, just the train. Well, right there was a bicycle shop. And we used to love to go to that because right beside the bicycle shop was a very steep mound, a big mound. Well, it turns out this mound was a World War II air raid bunker. So it had these great big metal doors, slanted on the front of it, and then 3 sides that were all dirt. And the bicycle shop would have these cardboard boxes that the bicycle stuff would come in. And so they were always out there, and we would grab a couple of these boxes. And you know how you could take a box, slide down. Oh, that's what we did. Well, everybody slid down 2 of the 3 sides. The reason they didn't slide down that other side was because you would go up against and maybe even hit the railroad tracks. Well, I thought, well, it's okay. I mean, there's not a train coming. I can stop when I hit the tracks. Well, it turns out that track was, not far from the station. So incoming trains were on the way to the station. Guys, girls, somebody, whoever would be aboard these trains would be ditching their, alcohol bottles, whether it be beer, whether it be whatever. And it was all covered with glass. And if you actually look close in my hands, all right, which you can't see here, I've got little scars everywhere. I was going much faster than I thought, slammed my hands down to slow down, and sliced my hands up. And my mom, actually it was my grandmother at that time, poured a bunch of mercurochrome, emptied almost a whole bottle of that crap, in a little pan and made me stick my hands in there. So maybe that's part of my problem there. So let me catch up here. Kirkham. Copal, I hate watching old series years later. No one wants to talk to you about it. Yeah. When you're in the Philippines, you watch what you can find time to watch. That's for sure. Ken Unger. Ken, how you doing? Hope glad you could join us. Thanks. When I was a kid, Mom would put red iodine on kids. Yeah. Yep. Absolutely. Cuts, not kids. I'm sorry. Ruby says, Mike, maybe it's your genetics to blame why you've lost your hair, not the medicine. Yeah, Ruby, obviously, you're correct. All right. My father, I have hair all the way, but, not on top, a male pattern baldness. My father's the same way. I choose to shave my head. All right. My father's the same exact way. So, there we go. Michael, I have found that my vacation in the Philippines is not my vacation. It's my wife's family and friends' vacation. Everything we do is a family event. So the last week is our time in resort, just the two of us. Yes, family is a big deal, Michael. Get used to it. Absolutely get used to it. Chris, that's right. I've seen the Chris Rock skit. Joe Coy, a Phil American comedian, says here in the Phils they use Vicks. His mom used it on them for any. Yeah, I like Joe Coy. I really do. I think he's funny. I love the skit he does with his mom about, and Ruby can correct me if I say this correctly or not. The tabo, I think is what it's called, the little dipping thing. All right. In the CR, the Tabo and his mom. And it's funny. It really is. Ruby, you might be on to something. Oh, she definitely is. Trust me. It's not the mercurochrome. It is definitely genetics, without a doubt. So I was watching a couple of other things on TV. Now, what's been interesting is this past 2 days, the Chinese. Now, it's funny. If you go to the Filipino websites, it says the Chinese hit a ship that was resupplying one of the shoals, all right, where the Philippines, the Chinese. And if you look at the video, okay, that Chinese Coast Guard ship, although it maneuvered, it did everything it could to block it, whatever, it's not got a wake. It didn't hit the Philippine boat. The Philippine boat hit it. Watch the video. It's in the news. It's been posted on YouTube. All right. Now, it's also my understanding that there was a second incident this morning, but I can't really confirm. I only saw it briefly for a second on my news feed from the Philippine news. So I don't know if it was another incident this morning. White Samurai, has anyone ever told you look like Kojak? Maybe you could tell the bar girls you're an actor. I wish I could. Okay, I've told this story before. Yes, I've been told that many times. All right. Here is the way it works. My father is 100% Greek. My mother is French. All right. That being said, supposedly, I have nothing that backs this up whatsoever. But supposedly, Telly Savalas is some distant cousin to the family. Okay, I think like a distant cousin to my father. I don't know that I believe that. I really and truly don't. But that's what I was raised and told. But yes, I do know that he and I have some similar traits. Kevin, did they unblock MacArthur now? And that, so yes, thank God. Thank God. They really made a disaster over that issue. The traffic management for that was absolutely miserable. I'm not sure they could have done any better than they did, but it was still miserable. Cobalt, have heard about the incidents. My biased opinion is China has no business being there. They're going to provoke until something happens. You know what, Cobalt? I totally agree. China has no business being there. China's never had any business being there. And now they put in that 10-dash line, they're just full of shit. And that's my personal opinion. If you go back and you look at the history, and actually, if you look at the history of the world, all right, you can't go back and claim something that's 1,000 years ago, that happened, and then it was void for 500 years, and now it's, oh, but I was there. I don't know. I have some different feelings on that, for sure. Michael says, I was amazed yesterday at the resort. All the fresh food we took was cut up, prepared like a Swiss watch. Everyone just jumped in and did a task, and 1 hour later, yeah, they do. And you know something, Michael? They do it all the time. Filipino families are very good. Those moms and dads, I mean, they all know what their role is in getting dinner, lunch, whatever prepared. They do. So there you go, Evan. I met Telly Savalas in a Hollywood hotel. His mother lived in the hotel back in '85. Wow. I've never met him, never even seen him in person. But that's what it is. Kevin, to me, put it in Astro Park or some other big field, not a block of a main road of transportation. Put it on Walking Street at night, as it's blocked off already with no traffic issue. Yeah, but Walking Street would have never held. I've seen pictures from the event, and it was packed. It was absolute. The pictures I saw. All right, they're obviously not going to take pictures of it being empty. But with that being said, it was packed. Walking Street would have never handled that kind of a crowd. It really and truly would not. Yeah. So, anyways, I'm trying to think what else we've got to cover today. There's really not that much. We've got, Arlene and I have got some stuff to get done around the house today. Just normal stuff. Nothing special. Talked to my daughter this morning. She's doing well. She quit her job. I'm a little disappointed in that, but I understand why she quit it. So she's looking for another part-time job. I do understand why she quit it, and she had some valid points. So, but I'm still a little disappointed over that. I want to give a shout out also. Focus on Asia, JR. If you guys haven't looked at him, he's putting out some awesome videos traveling Thailand, Cambodia, and Laos. You guys should give him a look. Michael says the 10-dash crap China's pulling, this will amaze you. If you are a company making maps in China, you are forced to put the 10 dash. If you don't, you'll be arrested. Yeah, absolutely. The Chinese economy is going down the shitter no matter what. But that's beside the point. Doesn't matter. They're going to make as many bombs, planes, trains, whatever. It's just crazy. The old Cano, good morning, Mike. I hope you and Arlene are well. A lot to do today with my wife. Oh, no, tonsillitis. I have no idea why she will not let me take her to have them removed. You know what, Robert? Be very careful with adult. Hey, focus. Focus. Be very careful with adult tonsillitis, number one. They can get highly infected. And then number two, it is incredibly painful removing tonsils in an adult. So be very careful with that. I hope Gene the very, very best. Honestly, I do. If you haven't seen The Old Cano, I love his channel as well. I highly recommend it. Michael says, I saw a few map makers move to Taiwan over this. I don't know. I just know that China says this is the way the maps are going to be. Period. End of story. And they have to print them that way. Oh, excuse me. I'm so sorry. Like I said, I'm taking this expectorant to get this stuff out. Intel Land, TTKD was awesome this year. Had a table. You know what, Intel Land? We didn't even go. What was it all about? If you don't mind a brief explanation, we'd really appreciate it. BT and Betty, good morning, morning. Howdy, howdy. How you doing, BT? How's Betty? James Gilbert, good morning. The Old Cano, great advice. Thank you. Yes, it is. Adult tonsillitis is difficult. It is. It really is. I'm sure you guys will do the right thing. I know you. Russia likes making their own maps too. Gotta love it. You know, I think everybody likes, hey, how about some focus? I think everybody likes it. We don't get involved in too much of the Russian stuff and the Ukraine stuff because it's so far from us. But the Chinese stuff is in our own backyard. It's a part of our backyard. I'll be glad when we see more U.S. assets here. I'll be glad when I start to see things like frigates bump into these Chinese Coast Guard boats. You know, it's not just that claiming of where they are and what they are. It's the damage they're doing to the ecosystem out there. They are decimating large sections of the reefs, of the ocean piece. I mean, those ships sit out there for months and months and months. And I don't care how big a boat you got, you have to empty that holding tank. All right? I used to have an ocean boat. All right? A large ocean boat. And you know how we empty it out? You know, you can have you can go up to the marina, you can have it pumped out. But on big ocean boats, you know what they do? They have a macerator, and you just run everything in the black holding tank through the macerator, direct discharge. All right? You have to be, depends, but you have to be X number of miles offshore before. You have to be in international water before you can do that. Oops. Intel says 1, music, dance, culture, food, drink, festival. The thing is 1. Cool. I'll bet it was pretty good. I saw the crowds. It looked like it booked some huge crowds, to be honest with you. BT got some El Nido island hopping vids out and coming out. Wife's murdering my toes. Pedicure. Oh, ouch. Tell her to be careful. Kevin says, is it possible to do a vlog on the YouTube groups about Angeles City? I've joined a couple, and for me, it's just not anything informative. You mean the Facebook groups, those, or there's some forums like PI at night and some other stuff like that. We're not a part of any of them, and for us to try and do that kind of look, I could give you a quick synopsis right now. I don't believe a damn thing I read on Facebook. I don't believe half the people at a minimum on Facebook. I don't believe in the bullshit that goes along with it. I know that there are several YouTubers that have never been happy with some of these forums as well. I don't deal with any of them. I really and truly do not. I could care less about them. To me, those are very anonymous, poor methods. That's just like watching a YouTube channel that doesn't have a face behind it. If you can't put your face out there, then how can we have any faith in who and what you're talking about? So I think that would be tough, Kevin. I just don't know. Scott in the world as I see it, 25 miles offshore. Yeah. So I had a 65-foot Carver, Scott, and we kept it down in Cabo for a while. Copal, I don't know what you do with coral, but I heard that they were harvesting coral. I don't know exactly. I will tell you this. Did you know that the Chinese actually, for a long time, I don't know about now, bought sand, plain old sand? In fact, we used to know a guy who was from, I want to say he was from Uganda. I can't remember for sure. And he had a lot of family land. And his main source of income was selling sand to the Chinese because they would use it to make concrete. And they were shipping literally entire boatloads of sand from Africa, the African continent, to China. He has since passed away, rest his soul. But I thought that was interesting. Maybe you can crush coral and do that as well. I don't know. I don't know if they were actually harvesting it as much, but it surely, I saw some photos and it did surely look like it was mowed down on purpose. So it might very well be. Boom, boom, boom. John, at 70 years old, I've been admitted to the hospital only once when I was 2.5. Had my tonsils removed. Either I have been very lucky or just hate hospitals, or both, John. It could be both. Could be both. But that's great. You've been healthy enough to stay out of them. Kevin says, yeah, the Facebook groups. I'm sorry, Kevin. We just don't watch them. We don't read them. We don't listen to them. To us, they're just garbage. Good morning from Bicol, the region most without bloggers. Yeah, you might very well be correct, KJ. You very well. KJ, what is that? Is that a European name? German, maybe? I don't know. Well, either way, welcome to the channel. Thanks. I'm glad you're here. Jaff, My wife and I moving from Duma to Bohol in January, looking so forward. Jack, I don't know. I will tell you this. We had a wonderful time in Duma. Bohol. We've never been to Duma. Bohol was beautiful. The people were great. The food was great. No traffic to speak of. The roads were great. We loved Bohol. Really and truly did. 40 people in the room. That's a big number for our channel. 41 people in the room. That's an even bigger number. I think our record is 43. So we'll hang out and see if that's even possible. I don't know. 22 thumbs up, 2 thumbs down. Wow. Gee, I appreciate those. Thank you very much. Let's see. Copal, Singapore buys a bunch of sand too. I don't know. It's the main, one of the main ingredients of concrete, and that's what they buy it out of. Intel says coral is used as a calcium supplement. Okay. Oh, that makes sense. Kjell, he's from Sweden. Wow. Kjell. Now, do you live in Sweden currently, or are you here in the Philippines? Michael says, I find advice on Facebook and YouTube to be a baseline for inflation. Don't trust your life on it. It would be like trusting Harley Davidson building a quality aircraft. You would just trust your life. You know what? And I'm sure they're very similar in respect to that. There's plenty of misinformation, bad information. I watched some information. I watched somebody doing a live stream yesterday. And I kid you not, within a half an hour, they put out 3 different parts of misinformation. That's all I'm going to say. Or as a building material, yeah. Prancer, wow. Hey, Prancer, how you been? Newcastle sand is laying in Hawaii. Newcastle sand. So you're saying that they imported sand to Hawaii. I think that's what you're saying, Prancer. Michael, I hate spell check. Yeah, so do I. Okay. Ruby knows this. Tigtigan Tarakan Music Festival was initiated after the eruption of Pinatubo in the mid-90s. The Atlantic City, Angeles City government decided to start this festival to attract people and start up businesses again. Wow. I can tell you, Ruby, it had a huge turnout from the photos from what I've seen so far. It really and truly did. Prancer, me to it just changes it. Okay. All right. Is Naga in Bicol? I don't know. I know Naga's on Luzon, but is it in Bicol? I don't know. I really and truly don't. The old Cano, Robert, if he's around still, he lives in Naga. He would know. Hector, glad to see you. A little trivia. Angeles City was known as Culiat during the Spanish colonial days. Okay. That's interesting. And Kjell says he's lived here since 2017. Great. You look a little, are you in Angeles City, Kjell? Have we met by any chance? Jack Wolfganger, couldn't agree more, Mike. Bohol blew us away. Roads, beaches, people, restaurants, amazing. Yeah, it has everything but the large expat population that I would look for. They have a great airport, all right? The roads are great. Transportation's great. They've got several very nice resorts. Um, you know, the whole place is just a really liked Behold. We really did. Brewer fam, hey young man, how are you doing? Great. I'm glad you could join us. Prancer says, yep. Prancer says, long time ago, we exported this white sand. So you guys exported sand to Hawaii. Okay. I know they got to get it somewhere. KJL, Naga is in Bicol. There you go. You got a good answer. Camarinas, sir. Okay. Thank you, KJL. Kevin says, you guys just got to beware of typhoon season when living in Bohol, Cebu City, and other places along the sea line. Yeah, but you know what? Bohol has some very high areas. I mean, there's I wouldn't call it mountainous, but it's up there. So, certainly. But then again, you wouldn't be oceanside, seaside. But either way, really and truly loved Bohol. He's never been in Angeles City. Well, Kajel, if you ever, I hope I'm saying your name correctly. It's probably something like the K is silent, but I keep saying it. I apologize. If you find yourself up here, feel free to drop us a line. Ruby says, the best quarry for sand material in the Philippines is actually from Porac. Yes, I've heard that before, Ruby. No one knew why, but when Mount Pinatubo erupted and blew out all that ash and lahar, now everyone understands. Yeah, I've heard some theories on that in the past as well. But it's interesting. So I think the theories that I heard was that thousands of years ago when Pinatubo was active, routinely active, okay, blowing out all that ash and lahar, it create, over the years as everything happened, it created incredible sand material. But I don't know. Christopher, of all the time spent in the Philippines, does the skin tax still apply to you? Absolutely. Absolutely. It always does. And it's kind of funny. Here's the difference between a good Filipino wife or girlfriend and one that's not. Arlene makes it a point to make sure that anywhere that's going to transact, we don't show up together. She will go to the market without me. She will go buying this and that without me. That's just the bottom line. She will tell the trike drivers, no, it's 70 pesos, not 100. No. The skin tax does apply. Now, once we're out into the province, then it's not even a skin tax. It's more like extortion. Okay? It's not a 10% type thing or 15%. I mean, they will double, triple, quadruple starting prices. That's just the experience that we've had. All right? That's I can't say that everybody is like that. Turbo Timmy. All right. Arlene is G. Yeah, she is great. She is absolutely great. Michael, I got hit with the skin tax 3 times on this vacation. They think we won't miss a few pesos and change. I had one store try to charge me 1,320 pesos for a 900 peso cases of beer. Yeah, absolutely. You have to check. I did a video on this, and you guys can go back and look at it. you need to check your receipts and prices and payments on everything. Absolutely everything. And if they don't have a receipt to give you, you know what? You have more power over them. That means that they're not doing their BIR reporting correctly because they're supposed to issue a receipt at time of purchase. You can literally sit there and say, you know what? I would argue, I'm not saying extort them or anything like that. I'm just saying I would argue that price a lot harder. It's just a telltale sign. They tried to sell the beer by the bottle to me, not the case price. Oh, yeah, that definitely. Now that's strange. There, where we live, there is no case price in the province in Kitchenerau. There's no case price. It is the same price as that many bottles. That's interesting. Here, there's a price difference in Angeles City. Yes, for sure. Okay, let me see what else we've got. I think that's about it. Look, folks, I really appreciate everybody showing up. We had a wonderful time, and we hope you enjoyed it. If you're watching this on the replay, please do consider subscribing and hit the thumbs up. And more than that, we hope everybody has a safe, great day. So, thanks so much. Take care, all.